Well, this summer has been a little crazy for our family, to say the least. And we have had a lot going on between just getting things done every day that we need to get done in normal life situations, running our businesses, homeschooling, and working on the land and making some progress. With that, we feel like we've really had to make some adjustments in our schedule and the things that we do every day to accommodate this lifestyle and to make it a little bit more ideal for our family. One of the ways we did that is by taking some of our homeschool days and turning them into forest school days, and turned our days at the land into a more organized learning opportunity with our kids. Our son is in first grade, he's 6 years old, and so his education is obviously a priority for us. And so we wanted to give him an opportunity just to learn in a different way when we go to the land. They're obviously very used to playing every day on our land as we're getting work done, but this was just a way for us to tie in a more organized science curriculum and the forest and what they learn in the afternoons when we're actually in the forest, helping them learn through exploration, observation, and creativity. And so in this video, I'm just going to give you a little glimpse as to what a forest school day looks like for my son and daughter, who is only 3 but likes to still get in on all of the action. We start our school day with the usual prayer, theme verse, Pledge of Allegiance, and then dive right into our nature curriculum. While we have a consistent curriculum for things like math and language, I do get creative with science and history. I love to coordinate the seasons and holidays, as well as our current location when we're traveling, with what our son is studying in his schoolwork. I've put some of my favorite units in the description, but I typically find these studies on Etsy or simply by utilizing some of my favorite homeschool resources online that like to put out various pieces of curriculum that coincide with the season already, so it's usually pretty convenient. Starting with Bookwork lays a foundation for what we're going to learn in the forest when all of the distractions of nature are happening. So this is a time that we focus on facts and information, where later we'll learn by exploration, creativity, and observation. I also try to find some fun printables for coloring that are the same theme as what we're studying. And usually my 3-year-old daughter gets in on this part too. After completing this time at home, we load up and head to the forest. This is obviously the most important part of forest school, actually being in the forest, being surrounded by nature, and learning lessons firsthand from our Creator. This time is a balance between organized crafts, playing in the forest, contributing to the family through helping us work the land, and usually a brief story time around the fire pit. Since we are studying the autumn season, I wanted the kids to gather leaves for our project. This was fun because I asked them to gather a variety of different looking leaves, and at first they thought they all looked the same. But the more we explored, the more we found just how different each of these leaves look and how unique each of them are. It was extra fun for all of us, since this is the first time we've experienced this kind of a fall with so many beautiful colored leaves. I was having just as much fun as the kids. After gathering our supplies, we went to the picnic table to work. We talked a little about what leaves and branches came from what plants and trees, and named all of the colors we saw. My daughter just learned her colors, so this was a fun activity for her. Since my kids are so young, keeping the craft simple is my goal. So today we got out paper, scissors, and glue, and I just let them arrange the leaves and sticks in any way that they liked. My favorite place to find craft ideas is definitely Pinterest, but I usually simplify whatever I find since I have a bad habit of being an overachiever and perfectionist and expect a little too much from my kids. So again, I try to just keep it simple and fun and let them take charge of whatever craft we have going on. Our son built a neat little teepee with John, and I built a rustic little forest kitchen for Nora. We call this our base camp area and is our children's safe space while we're working on the land. Allowing our children to use their imagination is one of the best ways for them to develop their minds, critical thinking skills, and even how to manage their emotions. I love to watch where their minds take them in the new adventures they cultivate themselves. We usually try to squeeze in the reading of a library book that has something to do with what we learned that day. This can be challenging when they're tired, but it's still another time for us to connect and a time that I really value being able to read aloud to my kiddos.
As the tree grows older, the bark becomes rough and cracked. So look around here. Can you see that on the trees there's a lot of smooth bark? And those are the saplings, the young trees. But then look at the big tree. Is that bark really rough? Yeah, so it gets kind of rough and cracked as it gets bigger and bigger.
Like that one.
Yep, especially like that one.
I'm still learning a lot about what it means to learn in the forest, but if there's anything that homeschooling has taught me, it's that learning can happen from anywhere and look like many different things. I'm thankful for the inquisitive minds of my children and the opportunity to teach them on our land, even when it's not as peaceful as this video makes it look. And sometimes forest school looks like them just running wild in the forest, which is absolutely okay.